What is going on, guys? welcome to another episode of AfterNoonWave. Oh man, that was a long weekend. Nice weekend, but long. Whew. So they finally finished cutting down the tree next door, so we don't have to worry about that. My hair is really crazy today. But yeah, so wow, a lot of shit happened this weekend. If you've been, sorry, let me adjust this. There we go. If you've been out of the loop, the Joe Biden, Mr. Joe Biden, oh, poor creepy Uncle Joe, is facing allegations of Me Too as well, even though they're just ridiculous and stupid allegations, but let them eat their own, right? That's my mindset. We have news reporter being found out that they're colluding. I'm going to use that word. Colluding with the DNC. That's right. Whew. And Andy Warski meets a creepy ice cream man who may have kidnapped him, guys. Andy Warski may have been kidnapped by a creepy ice cream man. I, for the first time on this channel, am now monetized on YouTube. A big round of applause for that. Because of you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, so that's finally a thing. And so yeah, so it was a decent weekend. I hope you guys had a good one as well. Monday's back, and so we're back. Would normally do weekend night shows, but Sicko's got his kids this weekend, and so I don't want to keep them up by being crazy loud on the nighttime, because you know you got to have some energy, you know. But yeah, so all you YouTube Premium watchers, just stay here. Even if you don't want to listen to me, just put it on in the background and let it run, you feel? Because that's the way we all make money now, is YouTube Premium. Yeah, so they cut down the tree Friday. You heard me screaming or yelling about the tree. That's all done, thank God. So we won't have any obnoxious background noise. Yeah, so let's jump into the first thing I wanted to show you guys. News reporter, not that. That's still memes. Still memes, guys. He's cleaning his sword. Oh, by the way, I don't have the article pulled up, but apparently it happened in San Francisco on Saturday or Friday night. I can't remember. But there was a guy wearing a MAGA hat, and he was in front of somewhere arguing with someone, and the other person tried to snatch his hat. Well, what they didn't realize is he was carrying a sword. And apparently the MAGA guy cut the other person's hand when they were trying to steal his hat. Don't try and steal people's shit, and they won't have to defend themselves with swords. Literally cut the guy's hand. I guess he was gushing blood. I mean, it's what you get. Don't fuck with people, guys. Don't mess with people. Don't try and steal their hats. I don't know if the sword was hidden. But apparently at first, the article and the bystanders said that they thought the MAGA guy was cut, but others who were around and watching said the guy who did the cutting with the sword, who carries a sword, was the guy wearing the MAGA hat, which is, you know what, fine by me. Don't fuck with people. Don't try and snatch their hats. I don't care if you disagree with it. I don't care if they're saying the most horrific shit. Don't fuck with people. And if it was a sword like our friend here is showing, maybe just chill back a little. Chill back a little. And this article came out before April Fool's, which I'll tell you this, guys. Not a big fan of April Fools. I think it is stupid. It's hard to tell what's real news. These corporations think they're doing something funny, and it's not funny. There's no good jokes in it. It's just, oh my God, I got you. I got you guys. So original. Fuck April Fools. One, because I can't tell what's real news and what's not on today. That's why everything I've taken are either at least a day or two old. That way I know it's real. Let's start with a NBC news anchor, or what is she? She's in charge of all political news, reaching out to another journalist, okay? She reached out to another journalist. She just wanted to, say, hey, I got some more facts for you, okay? I got some more things to tell you. That's what she was doing, guys.
It's probably hard to imagine being more cynical about the news media than you already are. You watch the coverage, you know how totally dishonest it is. You read their tweets, you know how vindictive and unimpressive they are. If one of your kids went to work at CNN, would you even tell your neighbors? You might be tempted to say he was in prison. It's less embarrassing. So it's going to be hard to shock you with more stories about corruption in the news business, but prepare yourself. We've got a new one. Today, an independent journalist called Yashar Ali wrote an account.
Okay, so one, I'm going to respond to Daniel Russo. Do IRL. Yeah, I'm not a big IRL fan, man. I don't mind screwing with people. Yeah, Kevin, if you want to drop a link, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind being out in public. I'm not a shameful person. I'm not afraid of people. I'm a fairly big guy, 6'2", 205 pounds, 210 pounds. Not intimidated by people, but I just can't do the whole IRL thing. It's just so, I don't know. Scuffed Chris Benoit. You always are on that. I'll take it, man. At least I still have my family. But yeah, so back to Tucker and this Avi guy. You'll end up getting shit tattoos all over your hands for a few $5 donations. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of all my tattoos, so I do have tattoos. But I'm not one to get a tattoo that doesn't mean anything. And someone unintentionally sent me a picture that IRL interviews would be cool, and I've talked to Sicko about that. We actually went to a Republican thing here at Long Beach College, CSU Long Beach, and waited for about 2 hours. We're gonna go in, talk to some people, watch the thing. It's funny that you mentioned Fleckus, because I don't like Fleckus, but it was Fleckus and shit, what's his name? Elijah from fuck. Come on, guys. Elijah. He does the on the scene stuff too, whatever. It was one of their speeches at college talking about, free speech and stuff. And they wouldn't let us in, not because they didn't want to. No, not campus reform. Slightly Offensive. Boom, 12-pack on it. Elijah from Slightly Offensive were doing a campus thing, and I've gotten to know Elijah pretty well, and so he's like, yeah, dude, come out. We'll hang out after, blah, blah, blah. And me and Sicko went, and we waited. We were one of the first sets of people there. Well, a bunch of college students from the campus came, and they were apparently campus Republicans or something, and the school would dick them around so much that they gave them a room the size of I don't know, the living room that I'm in right now to do their free speech talk in, and basically they couldn't allow anyone else in. And Elijah was super apologetic because he brought us out, and but there were people on the line, and the people running it were kind of dicks. I'm like, well, what if we, stand in the back? I know there's not enough seats, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, no, we can't. The campus, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but you guys put this up as an event. And you're going to have a lot of people coming out who aren't students. So if you wouldn't have put it up as an event, it wouldn't be an issue. And they were getting pissy with me, right? And so I was like, I thought they were like, well, it's just how it is. And I'm like, dude, I'm just telling you it sucks because you guys fucked up and put it out there. And they're like, well, we don't have any control. And I was like, you know what, man? I don't give a shit. Maybe adjust. If you had the room and you got fucked over, send out something to people, let them know. And they got super offended at me. And these were campus Republicans. And I was like, I was just a shithead. I was like, hold on. I thought you guys were Republicans and you shouldn't be offended by my talking point here. Also, because they were giving me such a load of shit, I told them, I'm like, hold on. I thought this was a free speech event, guys. What the fuck are you on about? You can cry and be mad that I'm giving you shit, or you could just realize that you're sounding like the assholes that you're trying to say don't allow you free speech. But, yeah, so I've thought of doing that and other things. It'd be cool, and I don't have a problem interacting with people, and I could do on the spot, but it's just like finding events. I know I'm in Los Angeles, but finding events, I don't want to be super, I don't even know how to describe it, cringy. Yeah, I don't want to be super cringy out there wearing a MAGA hat talking to people like, you know. But back to the NBC.
Account of an experience he just had with NBC News managing director Daphne Linzer. Linzer is a former Washington Post reporter. She now oversees all political coverage for both NBC News and MSNBC. Ali did not expect to be talking to her. He just got on the phone with the Democratic National Committee. He had a scoop about the dates of the first primary debates. Not a big deal, but he wanted to make sure that his facts were right. The DNC confirmed his story, but then asked Ali to delay publishing it. They wanted time to notify their state parties about it first.
Well, you should have told them well before instead of holding on to it. This isn't some big-ass thing that he scooped. This isn't, we found out this person, you know, is in a scandal. It's not Joe Biden. It's nothing crazy, right? But the DNC needed time. So who do they reach out to?
Ali refused. He doesn't work for the DNC. He just wanted to break his story. That was it. And then he got an unexpected call from Daphne Linzer, again, who works at NBC News. Here's Ali's account of what happened next. Quote, she asked if I could hold the story, and I said I couldn't. She was agitated. Why not? I said I'm not going to lose a scoop. And then she got angrier and said, why not? It's not a big deal. Let them make a few phone calls. My jaw dropped.
Yeah, why in the fuck is someone in charge of political commentary and political talking points for all of NBC and MSNBC reaching out to an independent journalist, telling them to hold the story, not because they want to scoop him, not because they have the information and want to say, you know what, we are already going to run with this, you know, can you hold on it? Even then, that would be an interesting situation. But nothing to do with that. Plain and simple, she was doing it for the behest of the DNC. Why in the fuck is a member of our media so closely tied to any political action party or anything that they're willing to reach out and try to get a independent journalist to hold back a story for the DNC? I would have to think that if Tucker was about to break something or someone else was about to break something and the RNC reached out to him, I would hope they would do this, but I would assume they would, and just tell them to go fuck themselves. Be like, no, I'm not holding it. Who the hell do you think you are?
Realized that Daphne Linzer, the head of all political coverage for NBC News and MSNBC, was not calling to advocate for her network. She was calling to advocate the DNC's position. She wanted me to wait so they could call state party leaders. The head of the political division was trying to bully me at the behest of the DNC over a dumb scoop. Unquote. Pretty shocking. Now, before you dismiss it as hearsay, keep in mind that Yashar Ali is not a conservative, hardly. He once worked for Gavin Newsom. He was a fundraiser.
So obviously it's not a Republican trying to play games or break a story and then someone's reaching out and being like, hey, hold back. No, this is a pretty liberal guy and a pretty liberal journalist. But he has integrity. And there's a such thing called as journalistic ethics. And apparently he's one of the few that still has it. Tucker as well. Tucker will call out Fox. Tucker will call out everyone. And he talks a lot of shit. So there's very few left in our media who will actually take the time to not just, they'll punch to either side. It doesn't matter. And that's very rare in this day and age, especially with liberal journalists.
Raiser for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. He's not a right-winger. He's the opposite. He has no reason to lie about this. The head political executive at NBC News was doing errands for the DNC. She's a hack. This kind of behavior is par at NBC News. During the last campaign, the chairman of NBC, Andy Lack, leaked the Access Hollywood tape to the Washington Post. Why? Because he wanted to make sure Hillary Clinton won the presidency. Then he lied about it and crushed the career of Billy Bush because he was in the way. A year later, NBC tried to protect...
Hold on. Doesn't NBC, weren't they the ones that Billy Bush worked for? So Billy Bush and the whole leaking of the tape with grab him by the, was leaked by NBC in order to just hurt Trump? Why would you... I thought they were the ones that cared about employees and, power dynamics, blah, blah, blah.
Hillary Clinton's close friend, Harvey Weinstein, they tried to kill a story about his sexual assaults, and then they lied about that, too. They got caught. Last fall, when the creepy porn lawyer was making wild gang rape allegations against Brett...
Yes, you did see this days ago. This happened on Friday. And, again, it was after my show. We're running through it because, one, it's April Fool's, and there's a lot of bullshit news out there right now. And, two, I didn't do any shows on the weekend because I don't do weekend shows. So, I'm going over things that I missed out on the weekend and talking with you guys about. And then I have some breaking stuff that I know is true because it came out days before fucking April 1st.
Kavanaugh, during his confirmation hearings, NBC News knowingly sat on evidence that would have cleared Kavanaugh's name, but they didn't release it. If Chuck Schumer demanded the United States invade Belgium tomorrow, NBC News would dutifully produce a report about WMD stockpiles in Brussels. The Walloons are the real threat. Whatever it takes. Hours after Robert Mueller deflated...
Dude, she always looks fucking Looney Tunes batshit crazy. Like, look at Pelosi's face. Like, she is walking crazy. Oh, God. And she's turning into Skeletor, too. Like, she's getting so sunken in the eyes and shit. Granted, if she wasn't in charge, one of the super progressive artards would probably be in charge. And it's nice that they're not in charge of the House yet because, what we need is those fresh faces like AOC and her other freshmen, Ilhan and whatever that, Tlaib, whatever the fuck her name is.
The Russia hoax, Nancy Pelosi commanded the press corps to start covering health care. She said that out loud at a press conference.
She does speak like she's had a stroke.
CNN immediately scrapped its entire lineup. The next day,
she looks like an episode of Plastic Disaster. Oh, shit.
On CNN from 6 in the morning to midnight, every single one, without any exception, repeated Democratic talking points about
Fresh
Obamacare.
faces, no pun.
These are not journalists. These are faithful servants of the Democratic Party. It might be easier if they just admitted it. We all know it. Chris Plant hosts a radio program, The Chris Plant Show, one of the best things ever on radio, and he joins us tonight. We're happy.
I wonder if it is one of the best things or if Tucker's just saying that to build the guy's ego a little bit.
He's here. How exactly would this the mechanics is a little bit confusing to me. How would the director of political coverage at NBC News know that Yashar Ali was working on this story?
Well, she got a call from the DNC, and someone at the DNC, when Yashar Ali called in and said, I've got this scoop and I'm going to rain on your fund for a couple of minutes, they said, well, who do we call to kill this story? And I'm sure they have a long list of people, a phone book of people in the news media, but they chose to call for this purpose Daphne Linzer, who, as you said, is the director of all political coverage for NBC and for MSNBC.
Yeah, I don't understand how you get so tightly wrapped into a political party when you're in charge of those two things. You're supposed to be providing somewhat unbiased facts, and you claim, thanks, Kilo. Thank you, Kilo. And she would make a great CPR dummy. I don't understand how you get so wrapped up with the political party. Like, what the hell are you thinking? You have just made your network look like a bunch of idiots. And, of course, the news has cycled. They're on to Joe Biden now. There's no talk of this right now. I guarantee if you searched freaking NBC accused of interacting with the DNC, you won't find anything. No one's talking about it today. You know why? Because the weekend happened. And now Joe Biden is accused of inappropriateness.
And what did she do? Did she say, well, I can't do that. That would be unethical. She dutifully called, at the request of the DNC, a freelance reporter. This is a woman who has great power in the news media. If you're a freelance reporter, NBC and MSNBC are possible sources of revenue for you and for your wife and your children and for their college fund. And Yashar Ali, very much to his credit, took umbrage with her acquiescence to the DNC's call.
And also think about it. It crossed my mind. The convenience of the Biden stuff coming out right after this, and the timing and all that. And I'm not denying the dude's a creep. He's definitely creepy. And he's very, very touchy. He's a touchy ass old man. But it's convenient that this Lucy Flores chick comes out, I don't know, the next day after NBC gets shown pandering to the DNC, and Biden's about to announce his presidential nomination or presidential run. It's interesting.
And he sounded the alarm. Now, he's going to be hurt for this professionally, because Daphne Linzer does not appreciate, and NBC News does not appreciate, that Yashar Ali went public with this, because theoretically, at least, it's embarrassing to them. But the DNC knew. Who do we call? We want to spike this story. How do we put this on ice?
Yeah, but this is also one of the first few times that someone's actually stood out and said something about it and actually brought it to the forelight as a someone on their own side with Yashar Ali. He's not a conservative. So it's one of the first few times someone has stood up to them and brought it to the forelight. It sucks that they're spiking the story and it's getting pushed down because of freaking shit with everything else that's going on this weekend, you know?
Let's call Daphne. She can dangle a little bit of a threat over his head. He's a freelance guy. He can't alienate network people. She's a bigwig. She'll call and put him on ice. She called. Can you imagine doing such a thing?
Well, no, but that's actually a question I was about to ask you. So you're an out-of-the-closet conservative. You do multiple hours every day on your own views. You don't hide your views.
Right.
It's if you look at the timing of things and when they shift things, like it was almost like it was to push away from the Jussie Smollett shit, this story, the NBC working for the DNC, or at least their political activist and political commentary person who's in charge of all political coverage. Of course. And you watch timelines of events and how they shift things, and it's just funny. It's funny how they'll be like, you know what? We got to throw Biden under the bus, guys. The conservatives have been pointing out that he's creepy and smells girls' hair for quite a long time. If we throw this out there, the conservatives will jump on board and will seem like we're on their team. So they'll forget that the DNC and Jussie Smollett and all this other shit.
and I'm sure you vote Republican most of the
Granted,
time.
most conservatives aren't that
RNC called you
stupid.
tomorrow morning and said another reporter has a
How
story
blind
that's
they try to
inconvenient
make
us.
us.
Will you help kill it? What would you say?
Because there's people out there who will notice it and call it out, and I'll always call it out because you know what, man? It's one of those things where it's like I have my morals, I have my principles, and I'm going to stand by them. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks of me. That's the mindset I have with this channel, and everything I do is like, if you don't like it, I can respect that, but you're wasting your time telling me that I'm wrong, or you're telling me that my opinion sucks. Cool. It may suck to you, but that's just how I feel, and those are the morals and stance I'm going to take, you know?
I would laugh in their faces. And it's funny, we were having a discussion about this morning. I do conservative political talk radio. And we were talking this morning in our morning meeting with Bill Hess and Victoria and Michael about how much higher my standards are as a journalist. I'm not even technically a journalist anymore, but my standards are so much higher. My ethics are so much higher than Daphne Linzer's and then Joe Scarborough's and then
Well, you're right, Tactical Discord. It's plain and simple as what it is they're aiming at the QAnon boomers who still watch legacy media and are still paying attention to this shit, and they're like, what can we say that'll get those people off the DNC stuff, off the NBC story, off the Jussie Smollett shit? Because we know Kamala Harris and Booker both backed Smollett before it went through. I got it. Andy just tweeted that he would fight AGluck. What? I can't log in on this computer. Otherwise, I don't want the IP to get hit because it's a clean IP. Because I've never logged into my Twitter. Let's see. It's got to be April Fool's. It's got to be an April Fool's. Let's see. No, yes, that's correct. My email's correct. My account's banned. Why does it matter what my email is? Let's see. Maybe he saw that clip where someone said they wanted to, that Andy wanted to fight me, and I would take him up on it. Someone's blowing smoke. Oh, who put that out there? Okay, Daniel going with the April Fool's joke, you fucking dick. Because there's nothing there. Oh my God. There's nothing there. Daniel's just getting me to be distracted. Fuck you, Daniel.
Shall I continue? Chuck Todd, and the list goes on, and Jim Sciutto and so many others. That really journalism is dead. And it's I was thinking about when I was driving over here, Tucker, and you know, I was a journalist for a long time. I worked for CNN for a long time.
We worked
overlapped
there together
for
yes.
a period of time. I didn't leave journalism. Journalism left me, to paraphrase the great Ronald Reagan.
Why in the hell? This is why April Fool's, yes, you got me to take 3 seconds out of my life and look at thing or figure something out. That's why April Fool's jokes suck. Because the punchline is literally, oh, I wasted your time for 30 seconds. Really? Really?
Journalism is just on the ropes, and they're beyond that. They're dead. This thing is so bought and paid for at this point. Every day is a prize fight. And
Daniel is funny. I got to give it to Daniel.
Paid off. He's bought and paid for.
But at a certain point, if a channel gives itself over to the specific instructions of a political party, which I think CNN and NBC News both have,
yes.
and MSNBC right now is running an infomercial right now as we speak for the Green New Deal, okay?
Right.
Shouldn't they have to declare that as an in-kind contribution?
Well, I've been talking about that on my radio show.
Yes, they should. They should have to announce. I was behind both things. Yes, you were the one behind the first one. And I said, sure, if he wants to fight, I would do it. I would rather April Fool's jokes than getting swatted. Yes, because that's not an April Fool's joke. That's potentially getting shot and or killed, okay?
Also, President Trump brought this up in a tweet about 3 weekends ago, and the news media became apoplectic when he said maybe we should take a look at the FCC licenses of the networks. And my first thought was, well, that's not a great idea. And I thought about it for a day or so, and I said, you know, I've got to tell you, these are political organizations. They're not journalistic organizations, or at least the balance has shifted from being legitimate journalistic organizations that serve a very important function in our republic. You know, these are the guys that are supposed to be calling balls and strikes. And
so I got a good question for you guys as people. I don't know all your political leanings or where you stand on certain things, but would you be open to a middle of the ground news media, like news channel site, where they just report the facts? No more opinion pieces, just the story as is, not throwing a spin on it, maybe kind of man in the street kind of stuff, not necessarily interviewing people because, well, I mean, unless you find someone who could be super unbiased with their interview and don't let their political leanings come across. Yeah, just want the facts, no spin. It's definitely impossible because we all have our own bias. But if you were out and you saw a car wreck, would you walk up to him and say, "Did Donald Trump cause this car wreck? Were you a Republican because..." Oh, Denny Crane, you fuck, dude. I didn't know you had a secondary account. Of course I remember you. You still use Denny Crane. You just want spin, but no facts? Okay. So you'd be open to the idea of a centrist, fact-driven news media organization of some sort. I guarantee there's a lot of us. Yeah, you'd see if they need help, right? Yeah, either that or I'd stay back because, one, I'll tell you a story. Never be a good Samaritan because it only bites you in the ass. A very good friend of mine, Sicko, had a family member witness an assault outside their house. Okay. Boy. We'll wait for that.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you. 444, guys. Sicko had a family member witness an assault outside their house. Through the blinds, it was dark. They couldn't see all the person's features, but they called the cops because that's what any normal good person would do. You see a woman or a man getting assaulted and you'd say, "Hey, I'm going to call the cops because I don't want this other person. I don't know this situation, but that person's bigger. That person's beating that person's ass, whatever the case is. Let the cops sort it out," right? Okay. So Sicko's family member calls the cops and says, "You know what? There's a person getting assaulted outside my house. I don't want to be involved. I'm just calling to let you guys know." And they're like, yeah, we won't bring you into it. We don't want to put you in that position, anything like that. Well, first thing they do is come to that family member's door and start asking, right? Questions, whatever. It's okay, but they were outside looking for the guy. She provided all the information already. You don't need to, what do you expect the person to see when they said, "I can't see what they look like, but they're yelling and screaming at each other. And, yeah, sounds like someone's getting their ass beat. You guys might want to come do something about this." They come to the door. Well, a month later, the guy gets arrested in Los Angeles County and is now going to be on trial for something similar, a different situation, but assault, right? Now that family member just got a subpoena and had to go to court on Friday. Now, when they get down to the court, what do they tell them? "Oh, court isn't today. We just put the wrong date." Well, I have a business to run, and I have to, actually provide for my family. I have a family member who's dealing with cancer and all this other shit. Oh, I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Let me get this person. They go to the back. They have the freaking, I don't know who the fuck it is, but they have the person. Yeah, it sounds like LA County. Fucking LA County it is. They have the person type up a subpoena on the fly. 10 minutes later, they walk out and hand it to his family member. Well, now you have to appear. We don't care what you have going on in your life. You have to appear. I didn't see the guy. How am I supposed to testify against the guy? What? I can testify that I heard screaming? The fuck does that do? So, the go help people thing. I want to be a good Samaritan. I want to be a nice guy and a good person. But if our court system is so ass backwards that they're going to pull shit like that when they know you have a business to run, when they know you have a dying family member at home who's dying of cancer, but they're going to come out and be like, oh, well, now you have to appear because we just subpoenaed you live and in person. Talk about some freaking shitty situations. That's why I probably would just not call the cops. I don't know. I'd just be like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm not going to be the one that has to go sit and wait and waste my time because some fuckbag criminal decided to beat someone in the streets, you know? Oh, we're getting to Biden. Sorry. It's like a few seconds out.
Every day. It's crooked. Every day.
Okay, so basically, NBC reporter, NBC head of politics for MSNBC, in the court, in the pocket of, what's up, Red Feather? In the pocket of the DNC. Okay, so that's where that ends. That was Friday. Like I said, I didn't get to talk to you guys this weekend because of not being able to do shows. Now, Lucy Flores, what was she? She was like assistant AG or assistant governor, something like that in Nevada. Biden went out to help her while she was running, and he touched her shoulders and kissed her on the back of the head right before she was about to go on stage. Okay? Just that's the context of the situation. Let's see. She did 2 interviews this morning, like back to back. And I want you guys to hear the 2 different versions. So I may skip around, okay?
The rally recognizes that there is just chaos. There's a lot of energy, that everyone's running back and forth. Eva Longoria was there. We were all lined up next to the stage. Eva was in front of me. Joe Biden.
She's trying to build up the fact that she had a celebrity at a rally. Oh my God, guys. Celebrities vote Democrat.
Was behind me. I'm kind of preparing myself to give these remarks. It's the very last days before the election. And very unexpectedly and out of nowhere, I feel Joe Biden put his hands on my shoulders, get up very close to me from behind, lean in, smell my hair, and then plant a slow kiss on the top of my head.
Okay, 1, what is a slow kiss? You're not making out with the dude. 2, hands on your shoulders. At least he didn't grab you by the... See what I did there? I spun what they should have said. Well, he grabbed me by the vagina. And you know, even though he didn't grab me, it's all wrong. Let's continue with this lady. Because it made her feel uneasy, guys. And she's coming out 5 years later. She felt so uneasy at the time that it took her 5 years to build up the stones to come out and talk about it. Even though people have pointed out how creepy Biden is over and over and over, she didn't feel the need to come out until 5 years later.
And that in and of itself might not sound like it's a very serious thing. That in and of itself might sound like it was innocent and well-intentioned. But in the context of it, as a person that had absolutely no relationship with him afterwards, as a candidate who was preparing to make my case for why.
Yeah, it was creepy. I'll give that 100%. But the timing, when she decided to come out with it, right before he's about to become well, not become president, but run for president. God, if he becomes president, someone fucking shoot me. At least it won't be fucking Beto O'Rourke. Beto.
I should be elected the second in command of that state, to have the vice president of the United States do that to me so unexpectedly and just kind of out of nowhere. It was just...
Yeah, it's weird to kiss someone on the head, but he's also one of those guys who is... It's an olden times guy. He's that fucking creepy grandpa who may not mean anything sexual by it, but people watching from the outside, it looks very sexual. But hands on the shoulders, kiss, dude, that was a great frame. That... Wow, the pause game is strong. Look at that mouth. So he was creepy, and he made her feel so fucking uneasy. It took her 5 years. 5 years. Not when he was vice president and actually in power, but when he was potentially running for office down the road is when she waited for it.
Shocking. It was shocking because you don't expect that kind of intimate behavior. You don't expect that kind of
What's up, everyone? What's up, Matt?
Intimacy from someone so powerful and someone who you just have no relationship whatsoever.
The Corey King has arrived. Jesus, Matt. At least you're owning it, okay, dude? I give you props. You're owning it, Matt. I respect that.
To touch you and to feel you and to be so close to you in that way. So I frankly just didn't even know how to react. I was just shocked. I felt powerless. I felt like I couldn't move. I just didn't.
She felt so powerless that if you watch, I don't think it's this one. There's another one. MSNBC also interviewed her minutes after this shit. And she literally, during that campaign, is smiling, taking selfies with him. But she felt so powerless, guys. She was powerless.
I didn't even know how to process it. And my bigger point that I've been making is that in these power dynamic situations, and women are subjected to this in the political setting, but in work settings all the time, that you just kind of process it and then you move on because you have a job to do. And frankly, what do you say? Who do you tell? There just isn't really a mechanism to deal with it. And so that's what I did. I went on and I made my case.
Money says she comes out as a presidential campaigner in the next month. Watch. She's going to come out and be like, you know what? I want to be the one in power so I can be the one to kiss people on their foreheads and their heads, guys. And
campaigned and frankly then went on with my life because, again, what do you do?
So Vice President Biden and his team just released...
YouTube check is different than blue check mark, but YouTube check is just anyone over 100,000 gets the YouTube check.
Released a statement just moments ago from Mr. Biden. Here's what it says, quote, "In my many years on the campaign trail and in public life, I have offered countless handshakes, hugs, expressions of affection, support, and comfort, and not once, never did I believe I acted inappropriately. If it is suggested I did so, I will listen respectfully, but it was never my intention. We have arrived at an important time when women feel they can and should relate their experiences, and men should pay attention, and I will."
That's almost listen and believe, guys. But it's more like, I'll listen. Doesn't make it true. Now, is Mr. Biden now going to be like every other man who's been hit with these false allegations? I wonder.
Unquote. What's your response?
Well, I certainly think that it's better than his first statement that they released on Saturday.
Which we're going to skip over.
You say this was not an invasion of
time now.
An invasion of personal privacy. Can you explain that, what you mean by that, and how you reacted to that in the moment?
Absolutely. I think it's an important conversation to have because, you know, we are in a time now, I've heard repeatedly now where people are acknowledging that we are in a culture shift. And that's true. That's exactly.
We're in a culture shift, guys. So even though it wasn't a big deal to me 5 years ago, it's now so massive. It breaks my heart. And, you know, I have to speak out because we're in a culture shift.
Exactly why I decided to speak out, because this type of behavior, while...
Okay, what I want you guys to pay attention to is the pictures. Watch the pictures she has with Biden that look fine. She wasn't distraught. She was taking selfies with him and all this other shit. So if she was so powerless and so couldn't move and I didn't know what to do, guys, why is she taking selfies with him at her rally? Why does she seem so happy, smiles on? And I understand she's in front of a camera, but if he was a creepy guy trying to invite people up to his room, that'd be different in my eyes. He does this shit in front of everyone. He kisses people on their head, smells women's hair, does weird shit. But he's not actually, like, assaulting you. Come on. He's creepy, but come on.
Well, it doesn't rise to the level of sexual assault, and it doesn't rise to the severity in which we are oftentimes hearing about various violations to your body. We don't take oftentimes this lower level.
Oh, violations to her body. Her shoulders were touched. Her head was kissed. He sniffed her hair. But that was massive violations. I understand. It was an invasion of private space, and he went into her private space. But come on, lady. 5 years later? 5 years. So you're telling me that you felt so unable to deal with this that it took 5 years for you to respond, for you to come out right before the dude's going to not run for president, right after MSNBC, CNN, I mean, not CNN, and NBC have their head of political content outed as someone who's working with the DNC to shut down independent journalists right after Jussie Smollett gets off with 16 charges. It is super convenient that you finally found the strength and the will to come forward.
Level of invasion of space and touchings of your body, unwanted touchings of your body in the exact same kind of seriousness in which we do.
Look at this was after. See, there's Eva Longoria, who she mentioned. There she is. She felt so damn assaulted and not powerful that she's looking at him with that look on her face. She's so distraught, guys.
Do the other type of behaviors. And for me, in this situation, it was unwanted. It was shocking because of the power difference. Context is also important here. I'm in no way suggesting, and I think this is again a conversation that's necessary because.
Okay, look at her teeth. What the fuck is up with her teeth? Look at this. It's super weird. It was in the picture before too. Like, look, snaggletooth. But yeah, so let's go back to it.
Or, you know, like, oh gosh, now I can't touch anybody, or, oh, she touched him on his shoulder. Did she violate him? That's silly.
Oh, it's silly. It's silly when a guy comes forward and says a woman did it. It's about the context, guys. There's a power dynamic, and I'm such a powerful woman, and I'm finally telling the story. It's the power dynamic, and men have all the power. No, sorry. A threesome with Eva Longoria and Kate Beckinsale, who's with me. If you're 19 or 20, you could probably get Kate Beckinsale.
This is about context and understanding that there's a very, very powerful man, that he is the second most powerful man in the United States at the time.
So then why in the fuck did you wait? It's not rocket science. He's that powerful. Say something. Say something back then. Jesus. The Me Too movement and the allegations and all this shit, not everything is sexual assault. Aziz Ansari, prime example. Creepy date, bad date, not assault. What was that other guy who had the freaking Walking Dead TV show? The after show for Walking Dead and other stuff. Not assault. Like, but no. I'm a liberal woman now, and I have to have my Me Too moment, right, guys? Because, you know, if I wasn't molested or assaulted or raped, I can't be part of the team anymore.
And I was a candidate, and I was not expecting him to touch me in that kind of an intimate way and to kiss me.
Chris Hardwick.
And regardless of what his motivation was, there was.
See how she did that? See what she's spinning? Okay, so let's say people don't watch CNBC or CNN, right? Let's say there's some people who choose MSNBC over CNN. He kissed me. Now on CNN, about an hour before this interview, she said he kissed my head. But now she's inferring a kiss. She doesn't correct it. She doesn't bring up the fact that it wasn't a kiss to the lips or any other body part but the top of her fucking head.
There was no personal relationship there. There was nothing that any person would consider normal in that interaction. And so
I am Daniel Russo. Here you go, guys. Now I've sexually assaulted all of you with my eyes in Minecraft.
So yes, it made me feel like I couldn't do anything to stop it.
Has Joe Biden or anybody from Biden's team reached out to you recently?
No, I have not heard from anyone.
Would you like to hear from him or from somebody on his team?
Yeah.
I would. I mean, you know, look, I think that part of his statement and what I stated before that I felt it was better than the first one, is that he said he was willing to listen. And I hope that he is. You know, I've never said that I thought that he was a bad person. I think that for me, this and other positions that he's taken are problematic, and that he does not acknowledge that the way in which he treats, or at least the way in which he's interacted with many women, because that was the reason why I decided to say something.
5 years later, how many pictures have you seen of Joe Biden sniffing hair, kissing women on the head? There's one woman who basically puts it all to bed and says, you know what? He's a close family friend, and he was trying to support me in the time of means. I don't remember her name, but I think they talked about her in a bit. Was because this important aspect of his behavior that he has done many times guys.
over. There has been stories written about his inappropriate behavior. There has been a...
No. I'm not calling it BS on her story. I'm sure he did that. But now she's trying to make it into, like, the way she came about it at first was it's allegations of the powerful over the powerless, that she was super powerless and all this shit. So yes, Biden's a creep, but is he a fucking sexual assaulter? I don't think so, but he's fucking creepy. Yes.
Of course, video compilations, etc. That was never addressed or discussed by the media. And again, I felt that it was because this type of behavior was not being taken seriously, and it should.
I'm sorry, Assemblywoman. Let me ask you about that, actually. The idea that there are these sort of video compilations, photo compilations, etc. So one of the images that often comes up, of course, is Stephanie Carter, the wife of former Defense Secretary Ash Carter. She has now published her own account of this moment that we're showing here.
Okay. So what do you guys think? You think she's going to come out as, one, it was creepy, he was whispering in my ears? You think? Okay.
And she talks in detail about why this happened, the idea that this was two friends. She says her story is not yours. You can see the headline here, the Me Too story that wasn't me. She says the Joe Biden in my picture is a close friend helping someone get through a big day, for which I will always be grateful. Your response to that?
That is not in conflict at all with anything that I wrote about or anything that I have said. In fact, it is exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
How is it exactly what you're talking about when the woman in the picture is saying he's a close family friend and he was trying to be supportive on a big day? What how does it? Are you going to say that because you weren't a friend, he couldn't support you? I don't get it, dude. Who gives a fuck about you? You're pushing the story for the simple fact that you want to distract from all the other shit that the Republicans are pointing out about you guys. That the Democrats are pushing fucking the Green New Deal stupidity, NBC and the DNC being butt buddies. Everything. You're trying to hide it.
No, absolutely not. That in that situation, that they had a relationship. If he knew that, and so if he touched her shoulder and she felt comforted by that, then that's her experience and she was not surprised by that, and that was completely normal because that's how they interact probably all the time. I had no previous interaction with Mr. Biden in that way ever before. I had met him a couple of times. It was always very professional, always very normal, as you would interact in a professional setting and in a political setting. And then that transpired. And so that's why it was so shocking. There was no personal relationship there. And this is, again, a conversation that is necessary.
1, take the pen out of your hand. It's obnoxious and annoying. 2, maybe because every other situation that you've interacted with him in, you weren't running for office or you weren't on the stage, and maybe he was just trying to comfort you. Was it creepy? Yes. He's a fucking creep. But don't let this shit distract from the real news. All right. Enough with this. Yes. Let's
necessary
like
because it's about a power imbalance. Whether it was the vice.
Of course, she went back to a power imbalance. That's all they fucking talk on. The power struggle and the power and the power. No one gives a fuck. You have more power. Don't kick Red Feather. Red Feather's been here quite a while.
Vice President of the United States or a CEO or men who are powerful and believe that they are entitled to women's spaces and they can touch them and do whatever they want whenever they want. That is what I'm saying is wrong. And for many years, no one talked about that.
No one talked about it. Everyone talked about it. Everyone has been pointing this out, and all of a sudden, because you come forward and say he touched my shoulders in a creepy manner and kissed my head, that we're all supposed to believe you now? All of a sudden, the conservatives have been pointing out how creepy he is with the touching the kids on the sides and shit, and the touching that lady obviously wasn't a creepy situation, a family friend, blah blah blah, but all this shit, the conservatives have been pointing this out for years. Who the fuck are you? And why do you matter? What? Because now a Democrat is coming out. I bet you guys would be curious to know. She campaigned for Bernie. She went to a Beto O'Rourke rally. So either this is a deflection by the DNC, throw someone under the bus that they don't want to deal with because of shit they have going on, or she's doing this because he's not even in the race and he's polling better than any Democrat.
In a serious way. I think if the media had talked about that picture and others in a serious way, then maybe Ms. Carter would have defended him and explained that situation a lot earlier.
People talked about it. It was brought up. She mentioned it at some point, she said the Me Too thing, whatever. Your situation isn't mine. Stop it. People have been talking about it for years. Why are Democrats so stupid? Maybe if you watched Across the Aisle for once in a fucking while, you would learn a thing or two. Conservatives have been talking about Joe Biden's creepiness and how weird he is for years. For fucking years, lady.
You know, and maybe that behavior would have changed if we had had this conversation a lot earlier. You know, I'm just shocked that no one has ever
shut up and let the news anchor talk.
Vice President Biden, stop interacting with women that way. You're making them feel uncomfortable, or at least we think you're making them feel uncomfortable, because that is the perception that we're seeing from the outside in. And certainly if you would talk to women like me, I would have said, absolutely, yes, my gosh, stop touching me. But you don't.
He touched your shoulders. All right, I'm done with this bitch. All right, she's a moron. Whatever. Let's go on over. Chicago. This came out this morning, and this is real, not fake news. And by fake news, I mean April Fool's news, because it's a fucking shitty day for news. Okay. I don't like Joe. Evil. But I'm not going to... No, I changed subject because I'm moving on. Here's the thing. I don't like Joe, but I'm not going to dump on someone because of the simple fact that some dumb broad says, oh, he touched me on my shoulder and kissed me on my head in a moment where I was about to go on stage in front of thousands because I was running for office. I don't give a fuck about Biden. I don't give a fuck about anything on the Democratic side. But you coming in here and trying to say that I'm doing certain things, you're a Pizzagator. Your head's up your ass. You're not willing to punch both ways. You know why you're not willing to punch both ways? Because you're probably a QAnon boomer. And I don't give a fuck what you think. You can hate Biden. I don't like Biden. But I'm not going to fucking slander a person because one broad comes out 5 years later. Listen and believe. Get the fuck out of my chat with that shit. I don't have to listen and believe. You know why? Because I can state my own opinions. If they can do it to Biden, a former VP, yes, it's not swept under the rug. Are you... Okay, first of all, evil. Are you... I gotta ask. How bad is your tism? And how long have you been dealing with it? 1. 2, I said 27 trillion times that Joe Biden's creepy, that he's done weird shit in the past, that it's all been out in public. What do you want me to do? Hang the man! Kill him! Oh my God, we should fucking kill him, guys! Kill him! No, motherfucker. He has one bitch come out from 5 years ago who could have came out then, but she couldn't. You know why? Because she wanted to use him then. It's like all the Harvey Weinstein bitches. Yeah, he's a fucking human trash. Human trash. But they wanted to use him at the time. That's why it took him 27 years to come out. Look at fucking, who was it? Mr. Jerkoff in front of women. He did eat lemons. That's a good one. It's auto-censored. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube's doing that shit. I don't have any censoring on my channel. There's no banned words. Weinstein's a hero. No, Weinstein's Louis C.K. There we go. Hey, Mrs. Crazy Lady. Can I jerk off in front of you? Sure. Sure you can. Because I think it's going to benefit my career. But then years later, I'm going to come around and bitch about it. It's not like creepy Grandpa Joe was doing this behind the scenes. Conservatives, myself included, have called him out for a long time. But I'm not going to throw someone down the stairs because of the simple fact that, A, this lady's story is nothing big. All she's doing is talking about shit that has been talked about forever. for sure he did nothing wrong. They thought it was funny until it benefits them. Exactly, and that's my point. Yeah, he's creep. You have, Kathleen, I'm sorry to tell you this, but just because you have someone putting their hands on the hips and stuff like that, you have to actually prove allegations like that. Here's the deal. If we want to be innocent until proven guilty, everyone is innocent till proven guilty. You don't get to pick and choose who is. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is, guys. Innocent till proven guilty for everyone. And if you disagree with that, go join the Democrats because you're sounding a lot like them. Okay. On to Jussie Smollett and the rallies in Chicago.
Demonstrations about to happen here in the heart of the city in the Loop. The Chicago Police Union, with some 15,000 members, plans on protesting Kim Foxx at her office right here. They are protesting against her for the way that she handled the Smollett case and what they allege is a history of being anti-police. But before that protest, there's a rally in support of Kim Foxx right here next door at the United Methodist Church being led.
That's fine. That's Denny. That's all you. Kick his ass. That's fine. But until the person has been proven guilty, I'm not going to do what the left does. If you're willing to say a person is guilty and in the court of public opinion, the same shit they do, you're no better than them. That's all I'm trying to say, guys. Cut and dry. You are no better than them if in the public opinion, you do the same shit, just with the shift of the whatever the situation is. That's no better. You get why I said we need to be a little more middle ground on shit? Because the left and the right do the same shit all the fucking time.
Led by Jesse Jackson, clergy, activists, and other elected officials. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx being heavily criticized, but still defending her office's decision to drop the Smollett charges. The president has called for a federal review of the case. The Illinois Prosecutors Bar says Foxx misled the public. The National Association of District Attorneys says prosecutors should not take advice from politically connected friends of the accused. But Kim Foxx...
But she did. So, the police union is holding a rally, and pro-Jussie Smollett people are holding a rally.
Responded to all of that criticism in an op-ed published in the...
So yes, Jesse Jackson is holding a rally for this person. This goofy-ass, dumbass who decided to, you know what, we're going to defer. We're going to pull back on... what we should be charging him with, even though every other prosecutor in my office is saying we would have found him guilty. A jury would have found him guilty. But we're gonna, he's a first-time offender. We're gonna let him go without charges. Oh, also, the Bar Association and of prosecutors in Chicago, Illinois, made a statement saying that this was completely weird, that the fact that it sealed so fast is weird, that they didn't have to seal it by Illinois law. They chose to for some reason.
Chicago Tribune writing in part, quote, since it seems politically expedient right now to question my motives and actions and those of my office, let me state publicly and clearly that I welcome an outside non-political review of how we handled this matter for a variety of...
A non-political review. Maybe don't let politics get involved with you taking a call from Tran, not getting rid of yourself, not kicking it over. Hey, when she recused herself, it shouldn't have been handled in her office. The State Bar Association of Prosecutors even said that. It should have been kicked to the AG, another state's AG, surrounding state's AG, something. But no, it stayed in her office. Why? When a prosecutor's office recuses themselves, or a prosecutor recuses themselves, they're supposed to kick it by standards of Illinois law to another state's prosecuting office.
Reasons, including public statements made about the evidence in this case, my office believed the likelihood of securing a conviction was not certain. The Chicago Police Union fired right back, writing in part, quote, the article to us is a desperate attempt to just...
Hold on. They sealed the case, but apparently some of it was given FOIA request. Yeah, because they let it out before the Attorney General elect. That's funny. Before they got the seal notification, which is fine. You know what? I'm okay with the cops doing that. You know why? Because this was a shitty situation, and they shouldn't have sealed it that fast. It's not standard for their law.
A complete breakdown of her office to fulfill its obligations. The CPD concluded after an exhaustive investigation that Mr. Smollett faked a hate crime. A grand jury returned a 16-count indictment. It's Mrs. Fox's duty to prosecute this crime. She refused to do so. Her refusal to do so has generated national condemnation by the public, elected officials, and even members of her own profession. And this morning, a former Illinois appellate judge today says she will personally petition the courts to assign a special prosecutor to investigate how Kim Foxx handled this case.
Also, they could have assigned a special prosecutor as well, but they didn't. That's the problem. Yes, the FBI will be getting involved, or at least federal level, some sort of investigation. Shit. I know he won't strike me because I'm not saying anything but mean or bad. I'm gonna step away for just a few moments and have a smoke, but I want to play you guys this. Andy Warski meets a mysterious man in an ice cream van, guys. Okay? I want to play this for you guys, and I'll be right back.
Andy meets a mysterious man in an ice cream van. Sup, Cog?
Hey, Christine, do you know when you guys go up? What? You know when you guys go up? Yeah.
So, like, 15, 20 minutes? Ish?
Yeah, I don't know if that's what's going on.
We're just walking. The dude in there was a little bit too loud for... Or just talk over. Is that an ice cream truck?
Is that real? Is that real?
I'm gonna film the ice cream truck and block him from driving. Is this an actual ice cream truck? Why is this...
I think this gives credence to...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you selling ice cream for real? No, I'm actually good. This is...
I got candy, ice cream, drinks.
Nah, I'm good, dude. Thanks.
You are?
Yeah, I'm good.
I like selling to drunk people.
Yeah.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, peace. That's where children go to get kidnapped. That guy's...
Oh my God.
That guy's gonna kidnap a kid.
What was that?
He's gonna kidnap a kid.
Okay.
What?
Oh God, that was weird.
I think he has 3 kids back there. He's kidnapping children. Yeah, yeah. You think, want to come in? I'm like, no, I'm good, man. The fuck was that? Jesus Christ. That's not a place. He's like, I was like, what the fuck? Get in the van. It's a party van. Yeah. Oh my God. Let's keep exploring. I still hear him circling you. Honestly, if we got in this van, it'd probably be a better stream, to be honest. If we could cut into the fucking based. Oh, he is selling hot dogs. We should do the VR chat.
VR chat? I needed to get a cable.
Oh yeah, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's here. Bro, he's following us. What if he was selling Coke? That's true. He didn't say ice cream, he said candy.
He said candy. He said he likes selling to drunk people.
Yo, he has drugs. He definitely has drugs. I want to ask him if he has drugs, and then I want to buy them. I'm just gonna be like, I'm not gonna. I've been like that's big shit. I'm live. I just want to know. I just want to know if he has drugs. PTSD flashbacks. Yo, what the fuck? You're getting louder.
We're gonna like hear that
Dude,
in our dreams.
Dude, he's a serial killer. He's a serial killer. You hear that?
Okay, so
that wasn't even close.
So apparently they're walking around near a bar, and ice cream van rolls by at 8:30 p.m. This is in Florida, obviously. 8:30 at night, and an ice cream guy driving around. Now, begs the question, what the fuck is a guy doing that? Yeah, it would be a great start to a horror movie. Now, things get crazier shortly. They keep hearing the ice cream guy, okay?
Never gonna go away. It's gonna be in the back.
What the fuck?
Is he like driving through those little houses back there?
Yeah. It's fucking 8:45 p.m.
I know.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta wonder why the guy is out on the street at this time of night. I mean, come on. Like, look at his reaction. I'm gonna go back and I'll skip back.
Are you selling ice cream for real? No, I'm actually good. This is...
I got candy, ice cream, grapes.
No, I'm good, dude. Thanks.
You are?
Yeah, I'm good.
I like selling to drunk people.
Yeah.
I like selling to drunk people. I don't have any kids in the back of my car. Caution, children.
Good one, buddy.
I hear it, kind of. There he is. Yeah, I hear him. Let's run towards the fucking the rape music.
So Andy and Alex decide to track down the ice cream man. Okay, they decide to track him down, and that's where things get the start of a horror movie.
You know what the hell? I'd be like,
What questions are you gonna ask him?
I don't know. Why is he selling ice cream at fucking 9 o'clock at night?
That's a good question. Why in the fuck are you selling ice cream at 9 o'clock at night, dude? And here's the link if you want to watch the full unskipped parts. Oh, it gets worse. That's Takog's version. Obviously, it's on the Purple Dragon channel. Let me drop that in there for you guys. Live streams, all that crazy IRL shit. Let's finish.
I hear him. Okay, he's in the woods. What the fuck? Why
are we doing this?
Why are we going in here? I don't know. Because it's more interesting. These are our adventures, Alex. I am terrified. We're in. Yeah, this is becoming a little bit of a horror. It doesn't make it
so
not scary.
This area that they're walking through.
Okay.
Interesting analysis of the news. I like how you question the narrative. I had the exact same thoughts on the whole creepy Joe Biden situation. I'll pitch in when I can to support the show.
Thanks, Link. I appreciate that. So you guys know, streamlabs.com is the preferred way, but I can finally say I have super chats now, which is awesome. And $3 text-to-speech media, obviously, also on the Streamlabs side. So if you want to, play something. We had a great media play the other day where a woman was talking about her vagina being on fire, okay? It's perfect.
Oops. Andy and Alex raped live on Purple Dragon. Go buy a moped here.
Honestly, that would be the great start of a horror movie. Andy and Alex getting raped by an ice cream man. They just have to escape. It's an escape movie the whole time. Stuck in the back of his van. That's not what fire crotch means, AG.
This is like where people...
She was talking about how her vagina stank and how her vagina burns, okay? Literally burns.
Die. This is like the starting. This is like where horror movies are.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, are we even allowed here?
What? One,
I'm
where
scared.
the fuck are they walking
what the
through?
Fuck are we gonna find here? Oh my god. This is like the starting. Yo, Alex, go first. I'm terrified. I'm gonna not film the. We're gonna see a dead body here, man. We're gonna see a dead body.
One, they're just wandering through a suburb in Florida somewhere, chasing down an ice cream truck to ask him questions. Why? You were chatting, don't go. Yeah. That's like someone, it's like between someone's houses. Like there's a little walkthrough between.
Let's just walk with confidence, okay? Bro, I think it's just cutting. I think he's cutting.
Hold on, what the fuck is going on? Hold on. The van is just chilling there. What the fuck is going on? It's just... Oh.
Bro, I think it's just cutting. I think he's cutting. What the fuck?
Don't run away.
He's on a table doing something. What if you could save a life? Dude, no, I'm serious, man. That's scary. Ask him what he's doing in there. What's the point of training if you're acting like a bitch? Okay, fine. Let's just go. Alex, what? Alex is scared. Let's just go. Ooh. What up, bro? I want to ask him what he's doing.
I told you I sell ice cream.
You sell ice cream?
I didn't know. I told you I sell ice cream. Come here, little boy.
We heard you. So why do you sell ice cream at 9 o'clock?
What do you mean? After I get done in my town, I stop back here. The girls come out and buy ice cream.
Oh, girls?
The girls come out and buy ice cream.
Girls buy ice cream?
Yeah, and the guys too. The bartender, the manager. I think I had 2 girls out here, so 4 I probably sold like $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Hold on. I've had like 2 girls out here, and I've probably sold $30. Okay, 1. I would have to see these women, because if they aren't obese, how are you selling $30 worth of ice cream to anyone?
Oh, that's why I stopped.
All right. So what? At that bar?
Yeah, right here. They come out the back, buy ice cream, go back in.
Oh, okay. What do you have? What ice cream do you sell?
Look at the board, buddy.
All right, so it's ice cream.
Ice cream, candy, drink.
All right, cool. I'm actually curious, though. I've never seen an ice cream truck in the middle of the night. It's cool.
He's from Canada.
I'm from Canada, yeah.
Plus, a lot of, ice cream trucks don't do what I do. They're not that smart.
No?
They're not that smart, guys, because they only sell ice cream. I used to buy curry goat with rice and peas from a food truck outside of a bar in Toronto. Yeah, a food truck is understandable this late at night, popping over to a bar. You see that $8 for a big stick. Was that really the price? You see food trucks outside of restaurants, especially in California. What's up, Auto Shed? Yeah, this is peak Florida.
Oh. Apparently not if they ain't coming back here.
What? Why is he gyrating?
So what do you mean? What do you do? Like what?
Sell ice cream. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Apparently not if ice cream trucks.
Listen to homie's tone. Listen to his voice pattern, everything. And then listen after Andy asks him, what does he do?
Don't do what I do. They're not that smart.
No?
Apparently not if they ain't coming back here.
That's true. Oh, okay. So what do you mean? What do you do? Like what?
Sell ice cream. What do you mean?
Yeah.
complete change of tone. He flattened out. There's no accent. What the fuck? Oh. This is a regular occurrence. There you go. Why in the hell? Oh, that's your secondary. That's why. Why in the hell weren't you modded? Yeah, that's Alex. Oh, this guy's a tweaker. Yeah, I guarantee he's a tweaker.
All right. Oh, so you're saying they only work in the daytime, so it's not as smart.
What, who?
The ice cream trucks, the other ones.
No, they go too fast. They don't stop at spots where, you know, they could possibly.
How did he change his vocal pattern so easily? Obviously, he's playing. He's on something for damn sure.
So.
Okay. Yeah, they always do.
And the big question is, how do you sell $30 worth of ice cream to 2 women? Unless they're like $15 ice creams each. Unless they're super fat women. Man, this nigga's probably selling pills out of his truck, to be quite honest. I will wager money this guy slings pills to the people who work at the bars. Because how in the fuck would you sell? How would you sell that much? I mean, that'd be like, okay, let's say ice cream's $3 a pop. That's 10 ice creams. You would have to sell 10 ice creams to 2 people. I mean, they could be really fat women. We know that. Heroin. Why do you hate me? When do we get to the prank calls? The prank calls, did you drop them?
You kids, right? The kids don't have money.
I don't know who they do. I'm not them. I do everyone.
So, any questions for the ice cream truck guy?
One for children, one for adults.
Yeah. All right, thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
No problem, boss.
Yeah, you too, bro.
Stay cool.
Yeah, you too.
Hold on. What the fuck is going on? Hold on. Okay, hold on. That's not fucking... Hold on one second. That's not fucking real Mersh. Sorry, guys. I thought that was Nightwave Radio. And homie is... homie's over here fucking hiding people in my chat. Can I get a mod to get rid of that Nightwave Radio? Because that's not the real Nightwave Radio. I thought it was Mersh. I'm unhiding everyone this fag boy tried to hide. Dude, get the fuck out of here with that gayness, dude. Don't come in as other people. Don't act a fool. You can stay the fuck out of my channel with that gay shit. Jesus Christ. Because that's definitely not what Mersh would do. Here. Start. Fuck, dude. I gotta go through and freaking unhide fucking people because this person is obviously a huge piece of trash. Sorry, guys. I think I've got everyone, but let me make sure. That was fucking very shitty. It was a good troll, but it's also fucking... That's the fastest way to fucking get banned on my channel. I don't ban people on this channel. So you can get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah, thanks. Go ahead and... if it's a fake, how can it hide users? Because I thought it was Mersh. I didn't click on it. And it talked like Mersh. I modded it. Because I don't have Mersh's second account modded on my channel. And so, hold on. Let's take a look. Let's go to this person's channel. Because I didn't go to channel before I did it, thinking it was Mersh. No, it's some fucking goofball scumbag. Yeah, you can get the fuck out of here. Bye. You're out. That's one way you get hidden from my channel. Yeah, just if you're a mod, go through. Anyone who was hidden by channel, you saw it. Just if you got messages deleted, don't mind it. Let's see. That was gay, dude. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's probably this guy. It's is it unbleached? Of course it's unbleached. What a fucking goof, dude. Yeah, I didn't check if it had content or not. You know what? Let's go take a look at Unbleached. He wants to start being a faggot. Hey, good stream there, Andy. That was hilarious. Definitely stay away from Ice Cream Man. He ends up giving Andy his number. And then turns out it's fake number.
Show.
Let's take a look at this fucking human trash. Okay, guys? He spent, holy shit, how much time did he spend on my channel? Look at this. What is this? A stream about me? Let's see. Hold on. He pops over to my channel right here. Okay, as you can see in the background. It was me with Porcelain. We were there talking about it. An hour and 30 minutes he spent. Did we get everyone unbanned? Let me see. Everyone who's a mod, you know that we don't ban people here. Let me jump into my community listing. Hey, Unbleached. I have a sound piece of advice for you, dude. Don't be human garbage. Don't smoke in your house. Stay the fuck in Canada. No one likes you. And people won't mess with you.
Oh, me.
He has a bell.
Hell yeah.
I bet
it's literally 5 minutes of content that I cover this guy for. Royce dicks around with him, goes in, fucks with him, and then what I did was I thought it was Nightwave because, yeah, what a spurg, exactly. I didn't think that was the real Mersh. I didn't double check because I don't have Mersh's second account. That's what. Well, if you listen back, I was like, oh my god, I didn't give you a wrench, and I give him a wrench, and he starts being a fag. Let's
dude. I bet every time he makes a weed joke, he rings that bell.
Can you
weed
pipe
joke, bros?
Yeah, I'm just
yeah, Rolls Royce because he's fat.
Opening it up. Okay.
He made a fat joke, guys, about Royce. Oh my god. Now, this is Unbleached, and I don't know if he's talking about his dirty asshole or what he's talking about, but this is Unbleached, who can't come up with an original show, smokes in his house, has about 5 people watching at most times. He will now be the person that everyone just kicks in the face over and over and over. If you subscribe to my channel, you can watch us punch this freaking goof in his face in the night. We like to troll at night. We like to screw with people. Let me make sure that let me see. Hidden users. Only fake Nightwave is hidden. Perfect. Cool. So yes, this is Unbleached, guys. If you've never seen Unbleached, you're not missing out on much. He smokes in his house. Yes, he did. This guy is obsessed with Carla Kitty, that dumb whore. He gets mad because we make fun of him for he used me for an hour and a half of content. Now, I don't even use other people's content for that long of time. Now, to be quite honest, Unbleached, that's pretty lazy, man. Yeah, he's probably, I'm going to assume he's in his garage. He can't even get his banner to sit straight. Yeah, I do some raids on different people at night. It's different, literally different freaking shit all the time. But this guy spent an hour and a half of his 4-hour stream talking about ROTC, me, all these other people. So let's see.
Oh no, is he Canadian?
Who's going?
I love the troll, dude, that we got going on. People think I'm Canadian. People think this. People think we're going places, boys.
To what? Here, let's take a look. To 1, 2, 3, 7 watchers. 7 watchers when the ROTC crowd isn't around. 7 watchers. He's going places, guys, to 7 watchers. I don't usually... I thought he was gone after he got booted from Twitter. No. Did he just say lazy? You talking about me, AG? No, failure. I'm talking about Mr. Unbleached asshole, who spent an hour and a half of his life talking about me and the ROTC boys. He literally... Yeah. Thank you, failure. Don't forget to share and leave a like. I appreciate you, man. And make sure you go over and check out Failure Terminated's channel. He's doing some funny-ass live IRL stuff as well. But yeah, so if you want to watch Unbleached, there it is. He spent an hour and a half on me and Royce. About here, he...
I'm not even fucking close.
Oh,
I
boy.
want to just bring a woman on.
That's what he is. We figured it out. This is a guy that's such a nerd that he used to listen to the Howard Stern's after show.
Yeah, Daniel's like, AG, you and your friends are just old boomers. You don't get weed and memes. Literally shoot yourselves.
I'm going to get back to the Jimmernam then.
Oh, dude, this guy's crazy.
You killed the vibe. Show your arms. We want to see the track marks.
Been said about him.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's all... we keep trying to get him to... He's showing his arms now. Like, he used to wear his sleeves rolled down, as you can see in the background thing. I don't know how old this guy is, but we got him to start rolling up his sleeves because we were saying he's a meth addict or a fucking heroin addict. Now he's rocking his sleeves up. And then I was trying to get him to actually show us between his toes because we know... addicts like to hide their track marks. So,
by the way,
and so he is a moron. And instead of just playing my stream, he is should mute out some of it and make commentary. But you know, this is the guy. He spent an hour and a half on me. You know what? Joke's on you, AG. The veins on his arms are long dead. Oh yeah, this was a while. This was a few nights ago. It literally was just we called in, talked shit to him. That's it. That's it. But yeah, so let's go back to things that are interesting and not uninteresting channels that pull 7 viewers and apparently love me. Thanks, Unbleached. Very cool. Hey guys, have you ever thought of socialism? I think about socialism all the time. I expect you guys to give up all your money to the poor peoples, okay? To anyone who's poor, okay? You should give up some of your money. Got it? That's where we're headed with this today. But you should also give up a little bit of your GPA as well, okay? Here we go. I should have skipped their intro.
I'm Kevin Phillips with Campus Reform. Today we're at Florida International University.
Okay, the one thing I hate about these live on the streets people, dude, just get a sound pack or something. Stop using your cell phone as a mic.
University, talking to students about their opinions of socialism and if they'd support a socialist GPA policy. Would they be willing to share their high GPA with people that have a low GPA? Because after all, it's all about equality. Which would you rather have in America, socialism or capitalism?
I would say socialism.
I would say socialism because I'm retarded and I don't pay attention to what's happening in Venezuela.
How do you view the word socialism, favorably or unfavorably?
I guess I would go with favorably.
And this is Florida International University, and they have a shit ton of Venezuelan students that go there, by the way, guys.
Like, I have family in Europe. They go to college for free. Their healthcare is paid for. They don't have to worry about it at all.
I favor that over capitalism.
Okay, got it.
I also think I favor that, like, socialism over capitalism.
the fuck was that on the left, guys? What the fuck? Why is it always retarded women who want socialism? I'm just dead serious. Retarded women and guys who are really, really low in the testosterone level, okay?
So I think I favor like socialism over capitalism.
Socialism is more
grade point
geared
average
toward
yep.
like helping
GPA.
the people in your, you know, the governed.
I'd rather people have that same opportunity. There's a lot of excess in America.
The main idea of socialism being that people at the top are doing their fair share to help people at the bottom, trying to prevent disparity of income and trying to prevent excess, as you called it.
So he's explaining it to these retards because they don't seem to understand socialism, even though they think it's just tobacco and smoke-free campus. Fuck that. I'd find a place to smoke.
Campus, if there's a GPA disparity where there's people at the bottom with a poor GPA, would you support a policy where people at the top spread the wealth and give that GPA to people at the bottom?
Give, like, help them get a better GPA?
How are you so like, oh my God, like, no. How are you so like thrown off by that when you're saying that the people at the top should give away their money? Huh?
Yeah. I'm all for helping. I wouldn't give like, oh, let me just give you some of my points.
Okay, so then you're not into socialism.
But it's about being fair, right? We got to help people at the bottom.
I've lost a lot of sleep, so I don't know if I will be fair.
It's hard.
Okay, comparison. Look at the guy walking by versus this Oompa Loompa and her minority friend.
I guess.
Dang, dude, they're fucking short.
It would be kind of like hypocritical for me to say no.
That's completely different.
How is it different?
Because I'm like studying all day for my grade.
What do you mean by sharing it? Like literally like giving them a chunk of my GPA?
Yep.
Man, we know your GPA is like a 2.0. Don't complain. You would be receiving some of the GPA. Come on.
Dang.
I would want to say no straight up.
But what's the difference between earning a high GPA and...
I'd want to say no straight up because I go to the College of Pharmacy and I tuck my shirt into my jeans. Yes, it's a t-shirt and I do tuck it in because I want to look professional but dressed down as well, okay?
Not wanting to give it away, but then earning a lot of money and also not wanting to give that away.
Well, I feel like the difference is that you study for your grades, right? And grades often reflect how much time you spend studying. But
you gotta work pretty hard to become a millionaire.
I mean, I'm not denying that fact either, but for the regular working person, you know.
All right, Tyara. 1. Next time you see your son doing that, rip his shirt out of his pants and tell him he is not a 90-year-old man. Okay?
Do you think there's a similarity between earning your salary and maybe not wanting to give it away to people that aren't working to earn it? And same thing with the GPA where you earn it and you say, well, I don't necessarily want to give it to anyone who might not be working for it.
Right. I think it's just that.
Fuck you, failure. I just went on a rant about why in the hell do you record with your phone? I don't understand because it's just more work, right? If he just attached a mic to whatever video tool he's using, he wouldn't have to sync the audio. He could literally use the audio that's recorded. Would you bang that? One stand as a bridge troll? No, fuck no, dude. I have standards, bro.
That whole sense of thinking that no one's gonna work for it.
I mean, I sacrifice a lot to get my GPA. You know, I don't go out as much as I'd like to, but that's for some like a greater goal in the future, the way I see it. So no, I wouldn't sacrifice my own things, like sacrifice my own time to help somebody else who didn't want to make those same sacrifices.
But we should have universal income, guys. Everyone should get a piece of the pie. Yeah.
There's some people who are in the bottom, but they really are working, and there's some people who are in the bottom and they deserve that poor GPA.
Kind of like people making money with their income?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like some people. Let's not throw shade.
But isn't it about helping the...
Uh-oh. Let's not throw shade. So I wonder, is she conservative? Wasn't she? Hold on. Wasn't she the one at the beginning who said no? It was the other one. That girl hasn't said anything about, you know, socialism yet. So
that's fortunate.
Basically profiting off of my work for you. So
no shit. That's what socialism is, you retard. Go live in London, since you love it so much, and see how you like it over there, goofball.
Who's really the bad guy here?
You're profiting off of, what's that thing called? You think she had a higher GPA than an Asian person and got into that school? You think, guys? Anyone think she did? No. No.
I don't think that'd be a good idea, because then you're taking away from people that earn that grade. And
how old is this guy? One, because I think he doesn't understand that. One, nice chain. Two, nice Bert and Ernie shirt, bro. Jesus Christ.
What about the ones that aren't really working hard for their grades, so they're just going to get something they don't really deserve?
Got it. And do you think it's similar with your salary?
Yeah, I definitely do.
No.
Okay, at least he's not a retard.
Well, that's the complete opposite of meritocracy. Okay. The complete opposite. That's like awful.
I don't think they're comparable because your GPA is not directly linked to like your quality of life.
Huh? Dude, cut your hair, one, and you're stupid. Is this guy just that dumb? Your GPA isn't linked to your quality of life, guys. What if you get you get a great GPA and you get into the med school you want to go to? You get into society, like not a secret society, but honor society and shit like that. But it's not linked to your quality of life, guys. It's not.
Necessarily.
But you still have to earn it the same way you'd have to earn a salary, right?
Well, I don't think most rich people in this country necessarily earn it much.
Are you stupid? What do you think they just fucking stole the money off the trees and printed their own? How do you think they got their money? They did something to get their money. Some people do earn it and get it through, you know, money handed to them from family and whatnot. But how does this dim-witted idiot who probably has a 2.0 average think people get their money? Stealing it?
So that money is inherited.
All money is inherited, guys. Every single millionaire and billionaire out there inherited their money. Bill Gates, Howard Schultz, Bezos, Zuckerberg, Oprah, The Rock, Vince McMahon. All of them inherited their money. Trump, yeah, he got a big loan from his father and blah, 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 but he was smart enough and made money with it. But it's all inherited, guys. They're all handed the money.
So that money, you know, is made from the stock market, which isn't, they're not actually working for that. They're pressing.
A lot of the money is made from the stock market, guys, and they're not working for that. They're just pressing a button on a computer. How in the fuck do you think lots of things are made and people have jobs in automation and other things? They just press a button on a computer. You fucking retard.
A button behind a computer for that. I mean,
I mean,
Well, I mean, then there would be no point to having a GPA, because then if everyone has the same, then there's no metric, right?
But it's all about fairness, right?
Well, like, is it fair? Like, I look at it this way, right? Is it fair for everyone to have the same outcome or to have the same opportunity, right? For me, having the same opportunity is what is fair, right? Not the same outcome, right?
Okay, this guy watches a lot of YouTube commentary channels or Ben Shapiro, okay? Just so you know.
Because if I work harder than you and I get a better result, then it is only fair that I get a better grade or I get a better opportunity than you, right?
I'm Cabot Phillips.
No one cares. He has a lapel mic on here. Use a lapel mic. when you're out on the streets. But yeah, guys, so he's a Peterson fan. Would you be surprised to see Kim Fox in a Bugatti? I would not be surprised. Does she own a Bugatti? I am a professional snowboarder. That is the lore on this channel. I do have a very awesome snowboard somewhere downstairs, okay? I am a professional X Games winning snowboarder, allegedly. I would not be surprised to see her having money. People like Bill Gates, Sugar, started with nothing, earned their money. Same with what's his name? I mean, Bezos started pretty low. Trump started with a loan. I mean, there's a lot of people who start from nothing and make their way up. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg, as much as he's part of the tribe, he started from nothing in a dorm room and stole a lot of it from his partners. But, you know, it's just one of those things. These college students are retarded. There are some college students who aren't retarded and honestly have been wise enough to not fall for that stupid shit. And I can respect that. I wish there were more students like them out there, guys. And we need to allow them to have more of a voice because they get shut down super fast because they have to be on the same campuses as the retards. Yeah, Trump got 1 million and turned it into 100 million in 2 years. Exactly. It's just one of those things. They're just young. Lower the voting age to 16. Yes. They're just dumb and young. But we want them to vote. Indoctrination centers, I 100% agree. Girls don't watch porn. Haha, you shouldn't know that word. Oh my God. Yeah, but he built from the bottom up. He built Facebook from where it was. He may have been left $1 billion in a trust, but he didn't have it at the time. And he actually raised the voting age to 40. No, because then only boomers would vote. I mean, let the 21-year-olds and up vote. 18-year-olds, 18-year-olds can vote because they can fight in our military, so why not? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific. If you're wondering why we cut out about 5 minutes earlier than the top of the hour, it's because Revenge of the Sis is coming on at this time. I know a lot of people have misconceptions about those guys and think, oh, they said something about Sticks. They called him a pedo. Again, they didn't. It was inferred that that's what they were saying. If you do find something, and I actually searched for this because I could use $100. If you do find them calling Sticks a pedo, merch is guaranteed $100 to anyone who could find it. There's a link to their channel. Go over there, watch them. They should be starting shortly. But thanks again, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, afternoon. Well, it's morning-ish here. Afternoon for you guys. Have a great afternoon. Oh, and by the way, thank you to everyone who supported. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate you all. Like and share. Thanks.